And there you have it, PKNP's Khalidu Yero kicking us off tonight here at the MPM Stadium in Manjung. PKNP donning their white kit tonight, while PJ City are wearing their red kit tonight. It's a throw in immediately here for PJ City. As Vinod, ball goes out of play again.
It's going to be interesting to see who takes the ascendancy early in this match. As we mentioned, PKNP, they really do like to sit back, and maybe that'll give PJ City an opportunity to get a foothold in this game and to start confidently. So I'm interested to see how this pans out in this opening 15 minutes.
PJ City already moving on the offensive. P. Rajesh here with a throw in. Ball goes towards Bharat. Spreads it towards Elizu. Seems like there's been a bit of an incident there.
I'm not sure if that was just from the previous challenge. I think Giancarlo maybe just getting poked in the eye, which is never nice. Obviously, there's no cut or anything like that. A little kiss from his teammate, little blow in the eye, maybe a bit of grass.
Yeah.
It's not the way you want to start a match, is it? Your big, strong centre forward getting a piece of grass in his eye.
Yeah. But if you look at PJ City's striking partnership, Pedro Henrique and Giancarlo, he's the least experienced one when it comes to Malaysian football. Pedro Henrique, obviously, previously donning the PKNS kit in 2015. He's got a bit of an experience and understanding of Malaysian football and what it entails. He's already opened his account as well by scoring against Selangor. But here you have Pei moving for PJ City on the left flank, tries to cross into the box, blocked by the PKNP defense, and they clear. Got Izani. This is Fadil Idris trying to spread the ball towards the path of Philemon Ani, charging ahead. He's got Hafiz Ramdan to his left. It's a cross into the box, goes straight into the hands of PJ City's Mohaimin Muhammad.
You were speaking about the experience of Pedro Henrique in previous seasons, and likewise for PKNP. Yasir Pinto obviously experienced at international level as well with Palestine, playing in the recent AFC Asian Cup over there in the UAE. So plenty of experience on display tonight, and plenty of big bodies as well. I think the PJ City front two might have a bit of a physical advantage over the back four of PKNP.
Bharat Kumar trying to find Giancarlo. But Shukri Hamid does enough to clear it away, and Philemon Ani fluffs his clearance. And you've got Pinagaran trying to cross into the box. Bay is in possession. He's got Bharat Kumar right outside. Thomas Ebby does enough to reclaim possession, but it's still scrappy. PJ City have the ball. Spreads it wide to Bay. Tries to hit it into the path of P. Rajesh, but Thomas Ebby picks it up. He's going on a run here. Finds Khalidu Yero. Looking for the 1-2, but Yero holds the ball, spreads it to Hafiz Ramdan. Back with Fadil Idris.
There's a bit of a flurry there in the box. A good bit of defending from PKNP, getting their bodies on the line early, but a couple of half openings for PJ City here in the first opening 3 or 4 minutes.
It's obviously a back three for PJ City. Joshua Groman, the Brazilian defender Elizu, as well as B. Pinagaran operating, and they're getting tested by PKNP early on here. Got Hafiz Ramdan attempting to cross into the box. A Thomas Ebby shot goes wide off target.
You see here getting in behind the wing backs, Hafiz Ramdan. That's an area that they could possibly exploit, and Thomas Abbey just moments ago was back defending in his own penalty area and then getting forward there, and just unable to hit the target with a left foot strike, but he looks lively early. And when you see a back three like PJ City have, it's in those wide areas in behind the wing backs that you're able to exploit. And we just see an early indication there that maybe PKNP will be looking to strike in those areas.
And we know how dangerous Hafiz Ramdan can be on the flanks. We've seen it do it multiple times for PKNP last season.
Yeah, I thought he was one of their best last year, obviously. They lost their main marksman, which made things a little bit more difficult. He's at Perak now, but Hafiz Ramdan's a creative player. Trickery out wide, and brilliant left foot from a set piece as well.
PKNP charging ahead. Al-Fateh trying to find Abbey. The ball is deflected away for a corner kick for PKNP. It's the first corner kick of the match.
Might get a chance here to see that left foot I was just talking about. You can see Hafiz Ramdan just coming across from this left-hand side all the way across to the right. He'll be looking to swing this one, and an in-swinger.
Surely Khalidu Yero has to fancy this one.
Yes, certainly. I mean, as I mentioned, there is a lot of big men out there. I wouldn't look out of place out there, that's for sure. But yeah, as you mentioned, Yero, this is a great opportunity for him to get his head on one and open his account early in this, as I said, first 5 minutes.
It's an in-swinger for Hafiz Ramdan. Goes directly towards Mohaimin, who punches it away.
It's a strange punch, actually, because it's in the middle of the goal. You see here, it's an in-swinger, a little bit too much air on it. And that punch has gone out for a corner, so wasn't maybe far away from finding his own net there. Looks like he's paid the price for his poor punch as well. Looks like his wrist possibly.
You see Joshua Grumman keeping a close eye on Khalidu Yero. It's a foul in the box. It's a free kick for PJ City. They've got to make use of these set-piece opportunities, PKNP, you get a feeling.
Yeah, certainly. You know, the fact that they don't open themselves up to attack all that often, when they get these set pieces, they're vital that they take advantage. I think on that occasion, it wasn't a bad ball in. Again, a little bit, maybe too much air, just flied it in a bit too much. Like to see a little bit more whip. It's easier for the players who are attacking the ball to get more pace on their header, not have to generate the pace themselves. But Yero giving away a free kick on that occasion.
You're right, Robbie. It seems that the PJ City goalkeeper, Mohaimin, has picked up a bit of an injury while attempting to make that clearance with that punch just about a minute ago.
Yeah, punching's a difficult art. I mentioned during the coverage of the Asian Cup that a lot of Asian goalkeepers tend to punch the ball. Now, whether that's something that's taught, we see an earlier chance here from that man Hafiz Ramdan, low and hard across the box. Thomas Abbey was a late run in, wasn't getting picked up. And this is the one where the keeper picked up the injury. In swinger, not the most convincing punch. Did his job in the end, but picked up a slight wrist injury, I think it is.
As a former centre-back, Robbie, when you're playing against a side that traditionally likes to attack through the flanks, like PKNP, with players like Pinto as well as Hafiz Ramdan, how difficult is it to play a back three against a side like that?
Yeah, it can be. I mean, obviously, when they play with the wide men, it means Yero's going to be up front being marked by 3 players. And quite often when you see a side set up with 3 up top, you'll only go with the 2 centre-backs because basically you've got 2 guys back there doing nothing. Only one of them can mark. So if you are going with the back 3, it's important that one of the centre-backs gets out in those wide areas and covers the wing-backs. But, you know, speaking as a former centre-half, those wide areas is not where a centre-back wants to be going. So, you know, they've got their work cut out tonight and maybe an opportunity for PKNP to exploit them, like I said.
Play resumes here at the MPM Stadium in Manjung. It's a nice looking stadium, it's a nice looking venue actually. It was refurbished in time for the Malaysian Games that took place. It was hosted by the state of Perak last year.
I think it's a perfect stadium for a side like PKNP. I mean, you want a smaller boutique stadium, we call them in Australia, and obviously it creates a bit more of an atmosphere when there is a smaller crowd in attendance, and you know, the pitch looks to be in a very good condition as well. So, you know, as you said, with the refurbishments, the stadium looks in very good nick. We saw the shots of the team in the change rooms earlier, and the change rooms look beautiful. So it's a great example of what a small stadium could look like.
It's a decent ball from Bharat Kumar into the box. Trying to find Elizio over there, but it goes out for a corner kick to PJ City. It's their first corner kick of the match.
We mentioned this man Bay Byom-Guan in the warming up shots, and we spoke about the amount of assists he got last season. Now, he's not a player that I got to see a lot of. Obviously saw a little bit in the Malaysian Cup, but certainly these set piece opportunities, you know, he's obviously got a great delivery from these areas.
Yeah, massive boost for PJ City if they're able to get an early goal here.
Looks like there's a bit of heat in this one early. Pedro Enrique is not happy with the attention he's getting from Yessia Pinto. I think Elizu getting involved as well, so referee's just going to call him over and have a little chat, which we see quite often these days in modern day football. I'd like to see the referee just give them one warning, and after that just give a penalty. You can't just be letting these players know every single week.
With an outswinger. Header from, I think it was Aizul Rizwan.
I'd like to see that again. We mean, the referee's just had a word to the players about holding, and almost immediately after, someone's dragged to the ground when he's making a clear run towards goal. You see him pointing, and I mean, if you've let the players know, blow the whistle for a penalty. They won't do it again.
Another corner kick. Continues to be a scuffle inside the box. This time around, Bharat Kumar will be taking it from the right. It's not been settled yet, Robbie.
Let's just get on with it, eh?
Joshua Grauman, obviously a threat in set-piece situation as well, but it's a glorious miss for PJ City.
Yeah, it's a decent ball in, and everyone rising there, and the ball just finds its way through to the skipper. It's a difficult chance on the half volley, but he'd be disappointed not to do better. That's a great opportunity for PJ City, and the captain should have done better from that position.
First real chance of the match for PJ City there. Goal kick for PKNP, and they've awarded a free kick right in midfield. Slight push from Khalidu Yero.
Really just does show the height of Khalidu Yero. You look at Tigagaran, Elizu and Grauman at the back. They're not small, but Yero towers over the top of them. It's one thing to be tall, but it's knowing how to use that type of player and for him to know how to use his body. So they need to find that connection between each other as soon as possible.
Azrarov to take this free kick for PKNP. They've got about 4 men lurking just outside the box. Azarov's ball, attempting to find Khalidu Yero, who's dragged down inside the box.
The amount of holding that's going on in the previous couple of set pieces, I would not be surprised to see a penalty awarded at some stage in this match. I mean, the referee might have just decided that he's going to let that go because there's so much going on. But, I mean, how can you expect Yero to get up and win a header there where he's got 2 arms over his shoulders and he's getting dragged down to the ground? I mean, we do see it a lot, but for me, it's a foul. I mean, just because that happens all the time, it doesn't mean it's not a foul.
Third corner of the game for PKNP. Hafiz Ramdan with the in-swinger. Bay clears it away, but it goes back to a PKNP player who tries to float it into the box. Picked up by Aizul Rizwan. Finally clears it away. Looking for Bay. We've got Bharat Kumar spreading play towards P. Rajesh. You have Pedro Henrique there. Trying to find Bay, who's in possession. Being closed down by a couple of PKNP defenders. Rajesh crosses into the box, attempting to find Giancarlo. Goes back to Aizul Rizwan, the former Negri Sembilan winger. He's brought down in there, just outside of the edge of the box. It's a free kick to PJ City from a dangerous area as well.
Yeah, Aizul Rizwan picking up the loose ball and just wanting a little bit more, attacked it well and attacked it at pace, and another set-piece opportunity here. It's been the feature of the opening 15 minutes, the amount of set pieces we're seeing, corners and wide free kicks. It's just, you know, who wants to take advantage? We see in Malaysian football often that when you get a ball of real quality, which we don't quite see often enough, it creates all sorts of problems. So, as we mentioned, with Bay in the side, we're looking maybe for a left-footed outswinger here, and one of the big boys, Pedro Enrique or Giancarlo, try to get their head on it.
Judging by the size of players involved in this fixture tonight for both sides, wouldn't be a surprise to see a set-piece goal. It's either Bay or Aizul Ridwan from the left here. In fact, it's Aizul playing it short towards Bharat. Back to Aizul, trying to cross this time around, but it's cleared away, and it's a wasted opportunity for PJ City again.
Yeah, I mean, there's two ways to look at it, isn't there? I mean, you've got all those big bodies in there. From that position, you want to be just swinging the ball in, you would think. But, you know, that was an interesting idea. I don't mind that, seeing sides thinking a little bit more and trying to create something a little bit different.
Yashe Pinto looking to put a through pass towards Hafiz Ramdan on the left. Roman does enough to nullify the danger. It does bring down Hafiz in the process of doing so. The PKNP skipper is down. Seems to have picked up a bit of a knock.
It's not good signs, obviously, for PKNP, one of their most creative players, going down, clutching his knee. Looks as though he'll be okay. Wanted a free kick for that one, but the referee says not on this occasion, just a throw in.
There's a throw in taken by the former Sarawak youth player Philemon Enyi. Throws the ball towards Yashe Pinto. This time around it's a free kick for PKNP. Joshua Grumman using his upper body strength. Charge into Philemon there.
Yeah, a bit silly for Grumman. He was never going to get there. He was arriving late, and he was arriving at full speed as a centre half. As you go out and close the man down, you really want to be slowing down, getting down low and forcing the attacking player the way you want him to go. But he just rushed in there, and it's a silly free kick to give away.
Hafiz Ramdan lining up to take this one. PJ have got two men in the wall. All eyes on Khalidu Yero inside the box. He's got the height. He's also under pressure. Hafiz Ramdan's ball into the box. It's cleared away by the PJ City defense.
Yeah, well cleared away, but again, it's a good ball in. And previous set piece from the corner from Ramdan was good as well. But there's no one attacking that near post on both occasions. I want to see Khalidu Yero just getting himself across that near post. Strong run and rising well. Two good balls into the box wasted.
PKNP's fourth corner of the match. Yet another in-swinger. This time around trying to find Thomas Abbey. He wasn't expecting that. You could almost sense it.
Yeah, with all the big men out there, it's not Abbey you expect to find himself on the end of it. It was another good ball in. I've been impressed with the balls in, particularly from PKNP. Abbey was the last man in the line. Just a little bit of pressure there from PJ City, and unable to direct his header on target.
Thomas Abbey, the 25-year-old midfielder from Ghana, previously played for Hearts of Oak in the Ghanaian Premier League. He's also got approximately 20 appearances for the Ghanaian national team. Pretty popular guy in the Ghanaian football scene as well. They're keeping a close track of his performances for PKNP in Malaysia. Hafiz Ramdan trying to fire Yashe Pinto. It's cleared away by the PJ defense. There is a free kick to PKNP again. They've got to be careful on the fouls here, PJ City, because they keep giving away free kicks in those dangerous areas, Robbie.
They do, and there's no need. I mean, the ball's bounced up there, and Hafiz Ramdan's clearly going to get there first. And you know, sometimes you have to just understand that you can't get the ball. The opposition's going to get the ball. Just stay goal side, make sure you force him back, force him sideways, don't let him go forward. And that's smart football, but we see sometimes the emotion and the desperation getting the better of some guys, and a couple of silly fouls creeping in.
Azrarov, PKNP's designated free kick taker if it comes to long distances. He goes for the goal this time around, a bit too ambitious. He skyrockets above the bar.
Yeah, it was well too far out, and I mean, he didn't really generate enough pace, so I don't think that, even if it was on target, it would have troubled the keeper. So again, from that position, I think you're better off a nice fast in-swinger with plenty of pace on the ball and aim for that far post, and we see it so often. The runs of the players can distract the goalkeeper, and if no one gets a touch, quite often the ball goes in. Sometimes it's about playing the percentages, and on that occasion, I don't think that's what they did.
Azarov is another one of the experienced foreign players in the PKNP side. He's got 35 appearances for the Tajikistan national team. Was also part of the Istiklal side that lost to JDT in the AFC Cup final back in 2015.
Yeah, some very experienced players out there for national team football. Pinto, as we said, Thomas Abbey, and Asharov as well now too. So some guys out there certainly played on some big stages.
It's the same two faces lining up behind the ball for PJ City here. It's Bay and Bharat Kumar. But it's Bay who tries to launch the ball into the box, trying to find Giancarlo. Cleared away by the PKNP defense. It's back to Giancarlo. Bay gets back, but PKNP do enough to put the ball out of danger. Now it's Aizul Rizwan on the left. Finds Bay. He's been heavily involved in all of PKNP's move in the first 20 minutes of the match here in Manjung. It's a corner kick for PJ City, in fact.
Yeah, we're almost 20 minutes in. We're yet to really see any side take the ascendancy. It's been a little bit scrappy here early and a lot of fouls.
Been a lot of set-piece situations.
A lot of set-piece situations. So we'll see how this game settles down over the next sort of 5 to 10 minutes and see if one side can get a grip of things.
Bay floats the ball into the box. Cleared away by Asrarov. Aizul Rizwan about to take the throw in here for PJ City.
I don't think we've seen an ultra-defensive PKNP in this first 22 minutes. I think they've been slightly more adventurous than maybe they were for most of last season. And obviously the man up front, Yero, it's a question of how you want to use him. Do you want him to flick it on? Do you want him to hold it up and bring other players into the game? But I mean, certainly when you have a player like that up front, whose athleticism, his running ability, his speed isn't maybe what some other players are, you need to keep the ball. Because if he's isolated, it's going to be hard for him.
And as much as both sides are looking at this match as valuable opportunity to clinch 3 points, as far as Khalidou Yero is concerned, this is the match where he needs to prove himself, because Abu Bakar Fadzim has indicated that he is more than willing to ship him off the team before the transfer window closes on the 20th of February. And there you have a pretty decent chance for PJ City. Giancarlo hitting wide.
It's such a strange sort of scenario in Malaysian football where you can sign a player in the window and then move him on and bring another one once the season's already started. I don't know if it happens really anywhere else in the world, but certainly it's it keeps all the players on their toes, which I think is a good thing. It means you have to start the season well and you can't rest and relax and think, well, I've got 10 or 15 games. You really need to hit the ground running and start producing very, very early on.
We're approaching the 25th minute mark. It's still 0-0 between PKNP FC and PJ City at the MPM Stadium here in Manjung. Robbie, you've seen both sides battle it out in a very scrappy manner in the middle of the park. We've had a few half chances here and there, especially from set-piece situations. But who has been the better side so far?
Listen, I think PJ City have probably been slightly the better side. They look a little bit more composed and have a little bit more of an idea, I think, with the ball. But I think it's pretty tight at the moment, if I'm honest. It's just like we said, it's been a succession of set pieces so far in this opening 25 minutes.
Here's Eliziu. Finds Pedro Henrique. He's facing Azani Matsali, who gets the better of him. Shukri, in fact, the former Perak defender, is pretty versatile at the back. Fadil Idris, under pressure from Bharat Kumar, gets it to Izani. Tries to find Yashe Pinto, but it's back with Philemon Anyi on the left. He's got Hafiz Ramdan ahead of him. It's exactly what he tries to do. Back with Philemon. Gets the better of P. Rajesh. It's a cross from Philemon. Thomas Abbey desperately wanted to get to it. But now it's PJ City's turn to try to launch a counter-attack. Philemon does enough.
Yeah, good spell there from Philemon. Got forward well and put in a good ball. And I just wonder why it's always Abbey that's finding himself on the end of the ball, and while Yero can't get himself into those positions as well. Maybe just not enough movement from the big man. I don't want to be too critical of him early on, but certainly he doesn't look to be the type of player that's going to score at this stage.
You usually think, Robbie, that a player or an individual with that height would be able to project his strength, which is his height, towards a game like this.
Yeah, certainly. When those balls are coming into the box, he should be telling people they're mine. He should want to get his head on absolutely everything. He should be fighting his teammates even to get on the end of the ball. And just too many times when the balls come in, I've noticed that he's standing still. You need to be on the move. You need to be constantly on the move. And if you're on the move, it's a lot easier to change direction and get to a ball. So certainly that's one thing that possibly he could be working on.
Hafiz Ramdan. It's back to Fadil Idris. Oh, it's Zani here. Yet another long ball, attempting to find Khalidu Yero. This time around, he wins the header, finds Yashe Pinto. Palestinian gave the ball away a bit too easily there.
A couple of occasions now, Pinto's just turned it over. You get the ball in that attacking third. It's the most difficult area of the field. Putting the ball in the back of the net is the most difficult thing to do in football. And when you get it in that front third, you've got to do everything you can to keep that ball. You can't be just turning it over so easily and giving it back to the opposition. Really needs to be doing a little bit better than what we saw from Pinto.
Eliziu to Tinagaran. Tinagaran obviously starting in place of S. Subramaniam, the designated PJ City skipper, who picked up an injury barely 13 minutes into their first Liga Super match against Malacca a couple of weeks back.
Yeah, I played some football with Subra when I was at Selangor. He came, but it was during the time when he had a lot of injury problems. I think it was a couple of years he didn't play any matches, so it's fantastic to see him get back. He played a bit of football last year, and again, you know, get through a pre-season, and obviously disappointing for him to pick up an injury early on. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, but he's an experienced player, and you know, a player that PJ City could really use when he's fully fit.
But Al Fateh here is back to Yashe Pinto, tries to play a through ball to the path of Izani. Eliziu expertly dispossessed the pass, and it's Khalidu Yero here. There you have it. Abu Bakar Fadzim wanted him to prove himself, and that's exactly what he has done here. Khalidu Yero putting PKNP 1-0 ahead with a decent finish from inside the box.
The opposite of the commentator's curse there. It said that he didn't look like scoring, and within the next 2 minutes he's got himself on the score sheet. Lovely ball through from Fadil Idris, and the big man gets his feet sorted out very quickly. Good first touch and a brilliant finish low and hard into the net. The thing that impressed me most about this goal was his work rate in defence. He was the one that won the ball back, got his body in. The ball fell to Idris. He just managed to carry the ball forward, slipped him in. And he gets a monkey off his back and relieves a bit of pressure. Gets his side 1-0 up on the stroke of the half hour.
That's his first goal for the club, PKNP's second goal of the season so far. They're 1-0 ahead here against PJ City at the MPM Stadium in Manjung. Huge goal, not just for PKNP but also for the man himself, Khalidu Yero, and it's PKNP looking to strike yet again. This time around goes straight into the hands of Mohaimin.
You have to congratulate Yero because he's under immense pressure. His coach coming out in the press and putting the pressure on him, but he's produced, he's responded, and you've got to give him a lot of credit for that. The relief was visible there as he retook his place on the halfway line just before they re-kicked off. He just looked up to the sky and almost just gave a deep breath and exhaled. I think that he looks a relieved man, and hopefully he can go on now for PKNP, because last year they struggled to score goals. If they can find a regular goal scorer, then you know, they're going to go a long way to bettering what they did last season.
It's always pressure, isn't it? If you're a foreign striker playing in the Malaysian Super League, the expectations isn't so much on the work rate. It's always about goals. It's always about numbers.
It's pure numbers. That's it. That's all it comes down to. And I remember, I mean, not long ago in modern football, if you got a goal every 2 games, that was considered brilliant. And now it's you better be scoring every game. I think you know, the likes of Messi and Ronaldo have changed the landscape for all strikers out there and in any league in the world. A goal every 2 games these days isn't all that impressive, is it?
It's a goal kick for PJ City. It's important they come back with a response here. It's their debut season, but they've invested a lot in their squad. They've got in players like S. Vinod, who obviously has tremendous Super League experience. He's played for the likes of Selangor, Malacca, even Kelantan.
Yeah, Vinod's another one I know well. I used to room with him. He was my room partner in Selangor, so we roomed together for over a year. We won the Malaysian Cup obviously together as well. Tremendous talent. He played just about anywhere on the field. There's no surprise that a number of clubs are always asked for his services. Very, very hard worker, as I mentioned, but can get forward as well. So he needs to help his side get a grip of this game now. With 15 minutes to go into half-time, steady things up, make sure it doesn't get any worse, and obviously try to play their way into this match a little bit more.
PJ City obviously entering a bit of an unknown territory at this point, because they tend to not dominate possession in the games that they've played so far in the Liga Super at least. Malacca dominated their first match of the season, and against Selangor is a bit 50-50, but they know that against PKNP they're up against a side that will sit deep now, especially that they have the lead.
Yeah, they're going to expect to get a lot more of the ball here, which I'm sure they'll be happy about. From the few that, you know, the bit of the matches that I've seen, they do tend to come out of the shell, I think, a little bit more in the second half, PJ City. So, as I mentioned, if you're 1-0 down at half-time away from home, it's not the end of the world. You can make a few adjustments and get yourself back into the game, and then, you know, once you do that, the pressure's really on the home side. So, no need to panic. I thought they've been well and truly in this game. Just lacking a little bit of composure and a bit of quality.
We have Eliziu there, charging ahead, trying to spread the ball towards the path of Pedro Henrique. It's back to Vinod. We've got Bharat Kumar here, crossing into the box, trying to fight Giancarlo. Giancarlo! And that bay blocked by the PKNP defense. Wow. Fantastic chance for PJ City to equalize.
Brilliantly brought down by Giancarlo. I thought as that ball was floated in that he would be looking to head the ball from around the penalty spot. We see here it's a brilliant left foot cross, hung up, got up well. Questions whether or not it came off the arm. Looked like it was the shoulder to me. Took the strike on early, well saved by the keeper, and the follow-up blocked as well from PKNP. Desperate defending, but a great opportunity for PJ City to get themselves back into this match.
The goalkeeper's down here. Robbie, you tweeted something about this last week.
We have a look at the goal here again. We spoke about the pressure on this man through the opening 30 minutes. You can see there he's just washing away that stress. And you can see how delighted his teammates are as well. They got around him, so that's brilliant to see. Just going back to that tweet, Keesh. Yeah, little tweet about the goalkeepers in Malaysian football getting treatment. It seems to be a regular occurrence. I mean, this is already the second time in the first half, and quite legitimately they could require treatment. I don't want to say that they don't, but if you compare it to the rest of the world, say the English Premier League, you can go a few rounds of football without seeing a goalkeeper get any treatment. So I think it's a bit early to be time wasting, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
I think the referee has had enough of the scuffles inside the penalty area every single time PJ City get a set-piece situation. Bay is already waiting to take this corner kick from the left. It's going to be an outswinger. They've got Giancarlo inside the box, is being marked closely by Khalidu Yero.
I mean, this is the 4th or 5th time now we're having the referee talk to the players about holding and about scuffling in the box. let's have the ball crossed in. If it's a foul by the defender, it's a penalty. If it's a foul by the attacker, it's a free kick. Simple as that.
Bay with the delivery. Trying to find Pedro Henrique. PKNP do enough to clear, and it's Yashe Pinto making a run on the left. He's got Hafiz Ramdan charging ahead. Khalidu Yero is also... But the ball is cleared away by Aizol Ridwan. It's back with Izani Matsaleh. Launches the ball ahead. Bay being pressed aggressively by Thomas Ebe. Goes out for a throw-in for PJ City.
PKNP look like they've got a bit more energy after they've scored that goal. Certainly the pressure on the ball is lifted, and you can see Bay there getting his ball, the ball with his back to goal, and given absolutely no time in his own half, pressed, and in the end fouled.
Dangerous ball from Bay right inside the box there as Vinod was lurking ahead.
That just highlights my point perfectly. Two occasions in the space of 20 seconds where one, he was pressed, wasn't able to turn, and the play broke down. That one there, given all the time in the world, pinged the long ball forward to a great run from Vinod, and it's an opportunity for PJ City. So you can see how important it is to close him down and not give him any time to spray those passes around.
They have created a couple of decent chances, PJ City, since going 1-0 down. K. Devon would have obviously wanted a response from his side, and that's exactly what they've got. But it's another free kick here, yet again, for PJ City. There's a lot of stoppages in this game, Robbie. It's a lot of aggression in the middle of the park.
Yeah, there is. Very competitive. We mentioned how desperate both sides would be to get the 3 points, and now PKNP are in front. They're desperate to hold on. That chance about 5 minutes ago to Giancarlo is obviously arguably the best chance of the game, other than the one Yero slotted away. They're the two chances, and the rest have come from set pieces. So
Hafiz Ramdan attempting to find Alfandi. Muhaimin does enough to collect the ball. Launches it ahead. Got Giancarlo and Pedro Henrique up front. Pedro Henrique's header almost finding the feet of Giancarlo there.
There's a great ball over the top. In behind. Fandi just wasn't able to get there before the keeper. And that looks like an injury maybe picked up here.
Philemon is the second time he's been down in this game.
There's a couple down actually. It just highlights the amount of physicality and free kicks that there has been in this game. Yero's going down now as well, stretching out a hip flexor. So certainly a few players are starting to feel the pinch in this one.
We're approaching the 40th minute mark here at the MPM Stadium in Manjung. It's still 1-0 for PKNP. But it is a free kick here for PJ City. Bharat Kumar's behind the ball. Tries to find Pedro Henrique. Cleared away by Azrarov. Back to Bharat.
Sorry, it was a good ball from Bharat Kumar there, and I thought maybe Pedro Henrique could have brought that one down on the chest. The defender had misjudged it.
Now we have Azrarov finding Thomas Ebe. 3 PJ City players are closing down on him. He charges ahead, still in possession. It's back to Philemon Anye. Launches it towards Khalidu Yero. Eliziu does enough to hit it away. Khalidu is back in possession. Izani is on the right. He's got 4 PKNP shirts inside the box. PJ City clear it away. Now it's their turn to launch an attack. Giancarlo trying to find Pedro Henrique, who's up against Shukri Hamid. Outpaces Shukri. Pedro inside the box. PKNP just about do enough to get the ball away there, but it's still with PJ.
Game just opening up a little bit in the last minute or so. A couple of opportunities there for PJ City. Pedro Henrique, just a nice little run, little nutmeg, and And on a bit of a mazy dribble, but there was just too many defenders for him to beat in the PKNP penalty area.
Joshua Grumman once again launching the ball forward. Rajesh doing a terrific job to win the ball back there. It's Rajesh again from the right, trying to cross into the box, cleared away by Fadil Idris. Ball is back with S. Vinod. Goes back to Grumman. Bharat Kumar. PJ City are pushing PKNP back into their own half here with 5 minutes left on the clock.
I mean, PJ City have got two big boys up front, Giancarlo and Pedro Enrique, but it's almost as though they're playing their own game. I'm yet to see them really link up and combine, and obviously it's a combination that's going to need time, but I'd like to see them play a little bit closer together, ask a few more questions of PKNP, because at the moment they're both playing a bit of a lone game at the moment. They're looking to do things a little bit too much themselves. I think with their size, if they stay close together and look to link up with one another, they could cause all sorts of problems.
There were high scorers in the Liga Premier last year, but that was partially because they had Kepa Sherman, who was pulling the strings up front for them. Scott, double figures for MIFA as they were known back then, but he's obviously moved on to PKNSFC this year, and they need Pedro Enrique and Giancarlo to start firing if they are to not just survive in the Liga Super but also score goals on a regular basis. There's Bharat Kumar, finds as Vinod. It's back with Rajesh now.
One thing I have noticed in this match is when the ball's in those wide areas, as a striker, you need to get yourself in the box. I saw Yero earlier pick up the ball, play it wide, and just stroll forward. And now one of the best goal scorers in this league, Segovia, when he lays the ball wide, he sprints into that penalty area. All he's thinking on his mind is that he wants to score, he wants to get in that box. And that's the mindset you've got to have. You've got to get yourself in there because you never know where the ball's going to drop.
Just as you were saying that, Robbie, I think we just saw Khalidu Yero dropping really deep to pick the ball up. And he hasn't been able to make his way up into the box in time as PKNP were looking to counter-attack there. But it is a throw-in for PKNP now in PJ City's half. Zani Matsali is about to take this one. He's got a couple of options. Thomas Abbey making himself available, but ball goes to Yashe Pinto, but Eliziu clears it away. Giancarlo is up against two defenders, proving to be a bit too difficult for him. Bay finds Aizul Rizwan on the left, crosses into the box. Too comfortable for Ashraf Omar in PKNP's goal.
Yeah, a bit of a wishful cross there. I don't think it was set up. Pedro Enrique hadn't yet got himself forward, and Giancarlo was at that near post, so just got to be a little bit more patient sometimes in those positions and look to work across from a better angle.
Fadil Idris is back with Bay. Bay has been heavily involved for PJ City in the first half. It's been all over the park for them, created most of the big chances in the game.
Yeah, and they need to keep getting him on the ball because he looks the most likely to unlock the defence of PKNP.
Grumman back into the path of Bay.
He has been dropping off into the midfield quite a bit. If they can get him on the ball maybe a little bit more in those attacking areas, then obviously a little bit easier for him to create a goal scoring opportunity.
Devon's boys have seen plenty of the ball since they went 1-0 down, but they seem to be struggling in the final third. Bharat Kumar towards Tinagaran. Tinagaran trying to find Giancarlo. Gets to Bharat Kumar again. Eliziu. He's got Grumman to his right. Grumman gets it to Pedro Henrique. It's back with Eliziu. Joshua Grumman launches the ball forward. It's another poor pass. They're struggling for creativity at the moment, PJ City, and it's probably something that Cade even needs to address at halftime.
Yeah, I think so. Whether that's a change, I don't know. It might be a little bit too soon, but you just got to be more patient in those areas. Every team in the world, the best teams in the world, understand that it might take you 60, 65 minutes to get a goal to break an opposition down. Keep the ball moving, make them work. You don't have to score every single time you go forward. It's about setting up an opportunity maybe later in the match with the way that you play early on. So I'd like to see a bit more patience, certainly from PJ City.
We're into additional time here in Manjung, and it's free kick for PJ City. This could be the perfect opportunity for them to get a goal back just before halftime. It'll be the best response as far as they are concerned.
Yeah, this would be ideal for PJ City to grab himself a goal now. We've seen a couple of free kicks from this position already in this half, and they've tended to go out wide to the left-hand side, looking for Eliseu or Giancarlo to maybe nod one back across. But the way Eliseu's lining this one up, might be Pedro Enrique actually, I'm not quite sure, but it looks as though he wants to take the strike on, indicating to the bench that he feels he can score. So hopefully he can hit the target at least.
It's going to be an ambitious attempt, but if it does go in, Pedro Enrique! What a strike from Pedro Enrique! PKNP 1, PJ City 1. Now that's how you do it. Second goal of the season for Pedro Enrique.
What an absolute brilliant strike. I'm not sure whether the ball was placed in the right position, goalkeeper's side. You would not expect the ball to beat him from that sort of range. And in the lead-up, there was a question that came from the bench, and he basically said, no, I'm going for goal. And he's put his right boot through that, in off the inside of the post. What a wonderful strike on the stroke of half-time, getting your side level 1-1. Perfect for PJ City here as they look to go into half-time with scores level.
You need tremendous amount of confidence to first put the ball and decide to want to shoot from that spot to begin with, and then to produce the shot that he actually did and score and level the game for PJ City. It is 1-1 here between PKNP and PJ City.
I must say, I didn't know he was capable of that. I mean, there's not too many players in this league that can hit a ball from that sort of range. Obviously, Lee Tuck's the one that comes to mind straight away. That's a brilliant strike. I said he'd be lucky or be aiming to hit the target, and he's found the back of the net. Absolutely brilliant free kick.
It's Khalidu Yero there, trying to launch a half volley, but scuffs his attempt.
Obviously changes the team's half-time talks.
It's a huge blow for PKNP.
For both managers, yeah. They'll be really gutted that they haven't gone in 1-0 up, and as we say, now PJ City go into half-time with the boost.
It is a free kick for PKNP here with barely seconds left on the clock. This could be the final action of the first half. Khalidu Yero is working himself into the box. Thomas Abbey is there as well. Hafiz Ramdan to take this free kick for PKNP. It'll be dramatic if they're able to get one from this move. It's certainly what the fans want, the home fans at least, in Manjung.
Can they respond quickly?
Hafiz Ramdan's ball into the box, slightly overhit, trying to find Khalidu Yero, but Muhaimin does enough to collect the ball. And there you have it, the halftime whistle. After a scrappy first half in which both sides had plenty of set-piece opportunities, Khalidu Yero opening the goal for PKNP by scoring on the 20th minute before Pedro Henrique's stunning free kick in the first minute of injury time means that it's 1-1 between PKNP and PJ City at the MPM Stadium in Manjung here.